newspaper, not necessarily every day, but at least once a week, or perhaps one of the world's great news magazines, whether it's The Economist or perhaps even a really good website that deals with world news. There are very few things more important in an education than being aware of current affairs. It's really crucial. Now, that's not what today's devotion is all about. I'm just putting in a plug for being aware of global issues and what's happening in the news. No one's education is complete without that. But why am I talking about this today? Well, last week I read something really interesting in the Times of India. Actually, it covered 50% of the back page. That's a quarter of the whole front face of the newspaper. I'd like to read the paragraph to you this morning. This is what it says. Playing safe is a game of mediocrity, of anonymity, of 9 to 5, of emails and deadlines. Playing safe is reading a travel magazine, watching a cookery show, and speeding down life's highway on a video game. Playing safe isn't really living. To really live, you have to step out of your comfort zone. Do something new every day. Something different. Something that inspires you. Something that scares you. Something that makes you feel, well, alive. You get one life. How you live it is up to you. That was a 50% advertisement on the back page of the Times of India. What do you reckon that advertisement was for? When I first read that, I thought, wow, that's amazing. That must be some new school that's just opened in India, offering an inspirational education. Or maybe it's some great spiritual retreat that you could go on to re-energize your life. Or maybe it's some NGO that you could volunteer with. No, it's none of those things. It says here, you get one life. How you live it, it's up to you. What are they advertising? Huh?
A car?
Nope. Men's underpants. I tried very hard last week to buy a pair of these underpants because I figured if my underpants could do this for me, I mean, life would be amazing. My plan was actually to wear these underpants for a week before this devotion. Not the same underpants. Just to tell you, how inspired and how it moved me out of my comfort zone. There was one bit here that worried me a bit, that it says here, you have to do something every day that scares you. Well, I guess if I turned up on a Monday devotion dressed like that, it should scare me. It would probably scare one or two of you as well. But the point is this. 50% of the back page of one of the world's highest circulation English language newspapers is given over to what I think is a load of absolute drivel. Your underpants will not change your life in this way. And it just struck me that how important it is, yes, to read a newspaper every day, to be aware of current affairs and news, but more important to that, we all need discernment. We need to be able to filter out the fact and the reality from the rubbish. And there's a huge amount of rubbish out there, telling us every day, from the television screen, from our telephones, from emails and the internet, this is what you should wear, this is how you should dress, this is how you should look. And the pressure is relentless. A marketing company spent lakhs of rupees printing this 50% page advertisement, and people, I'm sure, are rushing out in their thousands to buy these underpants. I nearly did. But you know what? We need to pause for breath sometimes in life. and recognize that sometimes life's realities and life's truths lie beneath the surface. One great writer, and I'll finish with this, he wrote a lovely little book called The Little Prince. His name was Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And he said, he said, what is essential is invisible to our eyes. It's only with the heart that we can see rightly. So when you read the newspaper, when you read emails and advertisements on the internet, don't be taken in. Take a pause for breath. Be discerning. Be critical. Because we live in a world where people follow trends and fashions, sometimes without thinking. We waste money, we waste time. We end up doing exactly the opposite of this advertisement. We don't live our lives to the full if we think our underpants really make that much difference. Let's take a moment of quiet to consider these things.